Hello everyone and welcome back to the Aircraft Showcase. Today we're looking at the remaining of the base American planes. We're going to start with the F-15C and we're going to try and make it through to the YF-23. So let's go ahead and start with fleet destruction. Alright, so the F-15C Eagle, a large twin-engine air superiority fighter that boasts excellent performance results, nicknamed Eagle. It has great speed, maneuverability, and endurance, allowing it to dominate the skies. Real strange stats, most of you probably already know, but made by McDonnell Douglas. Its first flight was in 1972. It entered service with the United States Air Force in 1976. It is still serving, although it is slated to be replaced by the F-15EX by the end of the decade. Its operators include the United States Air Force, the IDF, the JASDF, and Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that is true. Alright, I have not switched any weapon mods, so you don't have to worry about that. But we are armed with 104 AIM-9M Sidewinders as our standard missile. We are also armed with 22 AIM-132 ASRAAM short-range air-to-air missiles. This one is in the short-range aerial suppression air-to-air missile. You've also got the standard 28 AIM-120 AMRAAMs for 4 AM. And we're also equipped with 500 shots of the PLSL pulse laser. I do not have any data on what this could actually be called, like the actual name of it. But we're going to go with the pulse lasers. As for our parts, we are currently armed with superior maneuverability level 2, the fire extinguisher, and Queen's Custom. We've got the directional proximity fuse, level 2, level 2 range for our Sidewinders, level 2 homing for the Sidewinders, and then we got the beam extender for the pulse lasers to increase its hitbox. And finally, we got the high-speed data. And let's see here. Hello, Sovereign. Yeah. Oh, and also welcome to Kale. Add start 46. Go ahead and let him fly. You won't be able to see the skins, though. I can yap about the Raptor, or the Eagle for now. Let's change the emblem. Hi, Nugget. Welcome to stream. I'm doing okay. We're about ready to start the Eagle. But ads are showing, and Sov isn't immune to ads, so. But let's see here. What is? Let's see here. Strange real history. The first deployment of Eagles were deployed by Scarface Squadron, the Scully Islands insurrection, 1995. They're also deployed by the coup d'etat forces during that period. F-15Cs were also deployed by numerous countries during the Balkan War of 1995. Most famously, Ustio. Notable pilots include Soloing Pixie and the Demon Lord of the Round Table himself. Eagles were both deployed by ISAF and Rusians during the Continental War. One Rusian named Ace Tuttle used an Eagle. Again, they're used both sides of the Circum-Pacific War. They were not used in the Onion conflict, though. The Strike Eagles were used instead. F-15Cs continued to be fielded in the Lighthouse War, primarily by the OADF. OADF's F-15s were seen chasing multiple MQ-99s. And the LRSSG primarily used the F-15C. The Erusians, however, did not use the F-15C very much, probably because they did not have many of them. Instead, they used the F-15J. Hopefully, ads should be done by now. Oh, 7 seconds. Nugget, you realize you're sub. You don't get ads. Alright, now that we've got that, ads are done, let's look at the skins. So we do have the standard OCM. I have not unlocked the Erusian skin because that requires multiplayer and this is modded, so I'm not getting multiplayer ones. Skin 3, we got Splinter, which or the Erusian one is the two-tone brown aggressor camouflage from the USAF 65th Aggressor Squadron. The special one here is the Sukhoi-style Aggressor Splinter camouflage. Also from the 65th AGRS. Is the video buffering for you guys? Because I might need to, I just remembered I don't have the laptop on Ethernet. Think it's alright? Okay. If it does, let me know, and I can plug it in, because I'm streaming off of Wi-Fi, apparently. We got the Mage skin, which, this isn't Mage. This is Comic from Project Wingman. The FC-16. The skin itself is done by Lanzerins. It's literally just called Comic. Skin 5. I recently found this one. Basically, they took the Demon Lord of the Round Table thing and went all in. Yeah, shit the moment. But the skin itself is called Golem 1 Rosgreaves by Daniel GC18. Then we've got normal Strider. Pixie. Strider 2, Count. Murica the Plane. Or Patriot skin. And last but not least, the Demon Lord of the Round Table himself, Cypher. Now normally I would pick this one, but we're gonna go with this one.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. Sortie ASAP.
All right.
Your first mission is to refuel mid-air. I'll provide you with instructions, so follow my lead. 1,500 meters to tanker. Make right. 500 meters, you have permission to access the refueling tanker. 50 meters. Trigger.
Dark. No, it's not Dark Pixie. It's Dark Cypher.
Excellent work, Trigger.
See the blue?
Initiated. Maintain your current position.
Trigger, your call sign is Strider 1. You will be leading Strider Squadron.
Oh yeah, I've got
You'll be
the
Cyclops 2. You'll be under Cyclops 1.
that one on. So the LRSSG are actually armed with the SMTD.
How can you talk about food? Trigger, how come you're number 1 and I'm stuck as number 2? Oh well, I guess I can let it slide for now. And we're just supposed to follow you? I heard you're spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron. I don't want you slowing us down out there. Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need D2 in order to be effective. We have visual confirmation of the enemy fleet. Clear to engage. We'll go. Let's go. Enemy Aegis vessel intercepting incoming missiles with their Sea Whiz. Counteract shields with lower approach range missiles outside intercept range. All ships, prepare for anti-air combat. Squad PD combat flies near our fleet. They're already firing. They think they can hit us. Make a low approach with dive to avoid their fire. Enemy aircraft is launched. Engage it. Guess there's that choice. Aegis vessel Predator sunk.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was the OG Cypher skin, but just with black instead of silver, but still. Yeah, they're showing stream at 160. Oh no. Are you on mobile or is it just that shit for you? Ow.
Missile cruiser Scothy has been sunk. Well done. We've lost 80% of our fleet. We can't do any more. Grab the lifeboat. We should have had the strategic advantage. Just who are these guys? Focused on Strider 1. Cyclops 2, stop fluttering about. Stay glued to my ass. Stop treating me like a newborn chick. I've shot down my fair share of enemies. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Chirp, little chick.
Just stick with your mother head and you'll get back in the action safe and sound.
Alright, to heal up,
Nice to have some fresh talent we can count
we're
on.
gonna go back to the landing.
Trigger, marks of your plane.
Land and then take back off.
Scratches. I don't like 'em.
Mobile oh, you're double win.
Nothing.
Home internet. Yeah. Wonder what reason this mission would be like this those I don't know.
Maintain course to return for resupply.
I'm kind of glad they didn't have Soul in this squad or in this mission, because this mission is supposed to be kind of a breather from
Too fast. Lower airspeed.
the spare.
Back left.
All right.
Strider 1, this is control tower. The runway is clear.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys have known by now that my favorite IRL aircraft platform is the F-15. So the Cypher livery is also one of my favorites. I really love the Cypher. And then this one making it black is just, I couldn't resist.
Hey, knock that off, would you? Okay, I've got a story for you. It's about a great war hero. There was once an Erusian ace known as the King of the Skies. Every pilot he faced in training said pretty much the same thing. Scary. They knew the true fear that an animal feels when it's being hunted by a predator. It's been an actual dogfight. No pilot came back alive. I'm not sure I buy that.
No pilot came back alive, huh? The new was telling the stories.
We're approaching the marine platform.
Target obliterated. Get those planes off the runway! We have to send up fighters now! Alright, scramble!
Enemy fighters have just taken off from the platform. Eliminate these fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten the mission.
Real cool. We'll swap those flies down into the drink.
What just happened?
Destroy the structures. That's remarkable skill.
I've sent the data. Think like Trigger and serve up a sandwich.
Righto. Copy. Roger. Loss of the platform was not anticipated. Without this base, we'll have to rethink our whole strategy.
Target acquired.
Keep your eyes peeled, Trigger. You never know when that experimental squadron might show up. Jaeger, he knows that better than anyone. He's one of the few with the skills to face Mr. Rex and send it to him.
Oh, I thought it was hilarious, Count.
Just even between those buns and that burger is well done.
What are we serving the sandwich?
Yeah, the main reason why I'm glad Soul isn't here is I do not like Mihai. I know a lot of the fandom does, but I think he's a dishonorable
The other side is still buzzing.
bastard.
Keep an eye out.
Anything for the platform support? The upper section of the platform has been destroyed. Watch out for falling debris. Enemies get locked.
Now, granted, he's well written in the sense that he has character, and his character behaves in a logical manner. And by that I mean consistent with his characterized goals and stuff. So I like him in that regard better than Crimson One. But as a person, oh, I hate him. Well, he's essentially a deconstruction of a mercenary-style player character.
Nice shot. Joint section destroyed.
is what I think is what Mihai
Our
is.
damage is minimal, and 70% of our fleet is still operational. We're not done yet. Keep bringing it down.
Platform has been destroyed. Secure the military car.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely a relic of yesteryear, but so was Silver Leader. Silver Leader had a shred of honor.
Concentrate on that fighter.
He cared about his pilots, and he knew when his time was up.
Platform successfully purged.
Just before that platform is going down. I call dibs on the final shot. Just keep letting them fly. You're bound to hit something.
I think a fire, but I can still wait. Bounded a fire. Lock on. Missiles moving in on me. Special delivery.
Enemy shows no sign of letting up. I think I've had just about enough of this courtship. Caution, enemy has a lock.
All right,
Destruction of marine platform confirmed. Good job. Move on to the valley as before.
One of the new recruits talks a lot. Swears a lot too. That girl swears more than me.
It's not just the swearing either. She's got quick fists, too.
I thought you'd say that.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
yeah, if he didn't kill Brownie, Mihai would have a little bit more, but he still wouldn't be very honorable. In fact, he'd still be extremely selfish, because the whole reason why he's flying in the Lighthouse Corps is to provide combat data
Strider 1, target acquired.
for the Zone of Endless. And the only reason why he made that deal was so he could do combat flying again. That's it. I totally get that he doesn't want to give up flying permanently. But he could have become an instructor. He could have been a civil pilot, like Schnee Leader became. But no. He had to kill.
Gun range.
And by doing so, he doomed the world. Or would have, if not for Trigger.
The new recruits certainly pulled their weight too.
You never know until you're up in the air, do you?
We can look into who did what later. Right now, we need to lock up the rest.
Hostile has a lock.
Platform purge confirmed.
We lost 30% of the platform. Get your act together. We can't afford to take any more damage.
So no, I am not accepting any defense
Pilot on the heat.
from Mihai.
We've already taken out half that platform.
Oh, I know he was an instructor. He should have stayed an instructor. But he didn't, because teaching the next generation to fly in order to defend their country wasn't enough for him.
Nice shot. Joint section destroyed.
This platform has lost most of its anti-air capabilities. Time to stick up.
All right.
We've lost 60% of our air defense weaponry. We can't hold out much longer. Call for help ASAP.
He doesn't even give a shit about his granddaughters. Schnee Leader is also an adrenaline junkie. But you know what's the difference between him and Schnee Leader? Schnee Leader is fine getting his thrills being a civilian pilot. Because Schnee Leader gets his thrills just from the act of flying. Mihai gets his thrill from the act of killing
That takes care of both
his opponent.
platforms. But best of all, we've taken 0 losses. Stay alive, people. Which is why I've taken the liberty of ordering dinner for you guys from a nice Italian bistro near the base.
Of all the named ace, or like
Strider 1, this is
the
Control
main
Tower. Make your
aces
landing
that
check.
you fight, Mihai is definitely
Too fast.
evil.
Lower airspeed.
Like,
Bank left.
I don't consider Yellow 13 to be evil. The ones I consider to be evil would, be Sorcerer, Wizard, Galt, Schwartz,
Bank right.
and
Fantastic
Offnear and
exit.
Graphic.
Make a visual landing.
Probably Alex, too. Told you Lancaster, it's an American Easter. Well, my headcanon is now that Italia is a province in America. That's really well known for their food.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower. The runway is clear.
And I said it right, it's Italia, not Italy. At least for strange reasons. Also, in the evil things, I'm not counting the real strange games, because Markov and Suleiman don't count for that.
Got some people calling for that special squadron. Yes, of course I told you that.
But at least with
Trigger's one of the pilots who's been up against the demon
the
in that experiment.
other strange relations, Sorcerer, Wizard, and Galt actually
Well, I wish I'd been there too.
were in their own twisted way, they were trying to bring about a better world.
Shaking off enemy lock.
Their cause, while they were going about it the wrong way, did have noble intentions. But you know what they say about the road to hell.
Missile hit.
Strider 4, bandit behind you.
3 minutes remaining.
But Schwartz fully acknowledges his evils. But Mihai, he, I think, might be the worst because his evil is extremely selfish. And what's worse is he honestly doesn't see anything wrong with what he's doing until he's already been shot down by Trigger. And then he's like, oh wait. Oh yeah, I'm kind of a jackass.
Warning, bandit behind you. Bandit is hit. Enemy has a radar lock on me.
Strange that such evil characters were supposed to be part of the quote-unquote good guys. Not at all. What was the theme of Ace Combat Zero?
Hey, missile incoming.
2 minutes remaining.
Everyone's a hero and everyone's a villain. So of course, there's gonna be good Belkins and bad OCs. Because that's the whole point of the game.
Strider 1, locked on target.
That looks like the last of them. Time to finish the rest of the job.
Just Apaches left. Oh, there's some Kai Eagles.
Man is splashed. Keep it up, Strider 1. Breaking away. Missile closing on me. 30 seconds remaining. Breaking. Can't get away from this lock. Target locked.
So he didn't think it was wrong. I mean, you could go with that angle, but I don't see it. I don't honestly think that Mihai saw anything wrong with what he was doing. Or if he did, he didn't fucking care.
Attention all aircraft. Operation complete.
Probably because he thought, well, I can beat the
I think
drones.
tonight's the night we finally opened that bottle.
It wasn't until after
I understand the
Trigger
new
shot him
boss's
down,
style.
he's like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Another newcomer is
Oh
a
shit,
unique
I've got
character.
granddaughters.
The old squad
Fuck.
is bad, and I guess it's no different here. I could really
Now don't get me wrong,
if only I
Mihai
had
is
some partners I
a
could trust.
well-written character
I got your back.
um,
Relax and do your thing.
in regards to the fact that he was written to be a hate sink. A complex hate sink. But a hate sink
Sorry,
nonetheless.
but I'm gonna eat while I work.
Alright, we're gonna quit mission. I'm gonna go ahead and switch an Ethernet cable out. I'm gonna use the one off my Xbox Series X since I'm not gonna be using that one for a while. And we're going to hook it up to my laptop. That should help some things. I was going to check the laptop's temperature. Okay. Nope, that. Okay. So we're running at that temperature. Close that. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on my laptop here. Okay, so we're still good for the GPU. We're high, but the fans are working. Good. Okay. Alright, so. I'm just going to keep that running. Next up. We're going to head to Yinchi Valley for first contact. Speaking of Mihai.
You know,
Alright, so next up is the F-15J Kai Eagle, a variant of the F-15C, created outside the original developer's country. Although fundamentally almost identical to the F-15 Charlie, the craft differs in its finer's detail and choice of weapon. Like the F-15 Charlie, its nickname is Eagle. So we got... I'm not going to read out the stat bars just because the stat bar in A7 isn't exactly accurate. Real strange stats. It's developed by Mitsubishi on license from McDonnell Douglas. Its first flight was in 1980, and it entered service with the JASDF in 1981. It is still serving, and its sole operator is the JASDF. We are armed with 104 AAM-3s as our primary standard missile. I do have a weapon swap. So the HCAA for the AAM-4 with 50 of them, that actually is now the AIM-120 AMRAAM as a 4 AAM with the same amount of missiles. We've also got the AIM-7 Sparrow, 26 of them for the semi-active missile. And for our final one, we've got the QAM, the AAM-5, we've got 12 of those. We're gonna go ahead and take the AMRAAMs. Now for skins. The OSU skin, I've got the Skin 1 Maverick by Tism Aero. It's basically a play off the Top Gun Maverick skin. Yeah. We've got the Aruja skin, which according to the wiki is based off an aggressor. Special skin, which is the Chihaya, which replaces the poor man's Cypher from Ace 4. Yeah, the Chihaya could be the mod by Mr. Haswell. You could put it on any of the F-15s. I just put it on the F-15J because if you're gonna make any F-15 a waifu, it's gonna be the Japanese one. And then skins 4 through 6 have the same markings as Strider, Spare, and Mage. But you'll notice that instead of being in Air Superiority Gray, it's in JASDF Blue. This is a mod called JASDF Blue by Ervopterix. I figured it would just be better for that. And then we've got the Komatsu Special Marking 2017. Golden Eagles. So we're going to go with the Chihaya. As for parts, our parts, I've got equipped the Superior Maneuverability 2, Fire Extinguisher in the Queen's Custom. And for AAM-3s, we've got the Directional Proximity Fuse level 2 for damage. Electronic Optical Hybrid Sight level 2 for the range. And then Thrust Adjusting Steering Device for the homing level 2. And then we've also got for the Special Weapons level 2 homing as well. And then, of course, we got the high-speed damage. antenna. Let's go ahead and sort.
Aircraft preparations complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Two pairs.
Spare Squadron, this mission needs to be quick. Target radar facilities and AA weaponry. They're set up on a rugged terrain.
Now you might be
There's a
wondering
lot of
why I
cloud
picked
cover.
the
Be
AAM.
near thunderclouds.
Well,
Maybe
there's
you
a
guys
reason
will
for
want
that.
Wait, who's the
Thanks to
dumbass
another
kid with
mod
this
I
bad shit
have.
plan?
Just obey orders.
These things can lock onto ground targets.
Squadron, this is Cyclops 1. The Cyclops and Strider squadrons currently contain 7 aircraft. Stand by. We'll be arriving shortly.
Understood. It's cloudy around there. Radar visibility is limited. Stay alert.
We're low on ammunition.
Figure it out.
It'll be hard to
Yes.
take on hostiles.
The Chihaya
To make it home.
is my
Cyclops
favorite
one
of
is
the
pinned.
items.
We need the job done on time.
Man dog?
Chihaya
Cool name.
Kitsuragi.
Nice working with you, Mr. Guard Dog.
The terrain makes the airstream bumpy. Don't damage those planes.
Fire! They have nowhere!
Both because of the plane it is and the color.
Enemy has a lock on you.
Why is the silhouette down there? I don't know.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Locked.
Missile.
I didn't notice that until you just told
Vehicle
me.
down.
Fly between those rocks and this wind?
Missile away.
Pull up.
AA gun down.
I'm guessing a mod for it, like maybe for the skin, originally was for the SMTD. And so when using the skin, it changes the
Don't panic! They'll crash on their
silhouette. I don't know. But that is the SMTD silhouette. Hi.
Missile. Missile.
Spare 15, target destroyed.
Are you telling us we have to dodge lightning?
Destruction
Aw,
of target
thank you,
facility
Nugget.
is confirmed.
You don't have to, though.
The regular forces
Yeah,
of the
international
Republic deep inside of
mail
Russia?
is
They're investigating the ruins. That's all I know.
Really
I sure found out quick. They got a secret weapon, maybe? There's only so much I can find out.
Enough talk.
Careful. Don't crash into the mountains.
And unless you have a death wish, watch your altitude. Fox 2. Spare 15, target destroyed.
I mean, to be fair,
Missile.
Nugget and I are
Missile.
ocean and half a continent apart.
Missile.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Use the winds to guide you, amateurs.
Missile. Missile.
Oh, holy crap.
Missile.
I thought I was gonna crash.
Missile.
Trigger, missile incoming.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Nearing the clouds.
That one did crash.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Locked on target. Missile launched.
Uh-oh. Game crashed. Gotta love it when that happens. Postage inside the US can be. It depends upon what you're sending. The main problem that domestic shipping has is, unless it's a big package, it has to go through the post office. And the post office, well, since it's partially a business and partially a government service, it has the strengths of neither and the weaknesses of both. So, high cost and shit service. Alright. You know what? I know we were supposed to do first contact with it, but we're going to do 444. Just because it'd be easier. Plus, that was literally the most efficient government you see what you're talking about. Well, Sovereign.
All right, guys.
I'm just talking about from first-hand experience.
The new guy was found
when
guilty
I was trying
by
to
the
get
International
my
Union Peacekeeping
Xbox
Forces
Series
court-martial.
X, GameStop
He is
used the
murderer
post
of Harling
office.
in the flesh.
They lost it
His
for
tag
like
name's Trigger.
2 weeks.
Now, as of today,
And only
he may
told
be
me
attached
about
to
it
the Ocean Air Force
3
Base
days
444
before, you know,
Squadron.
it was right.
But that is just some symbolic bullshit. It doesn't really matter if he's Harling's
Yeah, it is
murderer or
constitutionally
not.
mandated.
Every last one of you has been incarcerated for one reason
However,
or another. You cons have
it
an obligation to atone
de
for your
facto
crimes.
acts like
A few of you in
a
the penal
monopoly.
unit know how to fly, and HQ needs
By
to plug
definition,
the
no, it
deficit
is
in our
not,
Air
but it
Force.
certainly feels like
So they proposed
Because
sending you guys on a reconnaissance
it's
mission
illegal
the
to use
Waiapolo
anything
Mountains.
else unless it's for
But
big
that idea was
packages.
flat out rejected.
But
You'll be atoning
yeah,
for
the
your
post
crimes
office
right here at
lost
this
my
base.
Xbox Series X
This
for
base is a decoy
a
designed
while.
to draw enemy fire. And as members of this base, you'll be taking hits from the
and it
enemy.
was only when I
This will
started,
allow
you know,
our forces
hounding
to
them
safely prepare a counterattack.
that they finally got their act together and got it to me. You know, I basically had to threaten to write my congresswoman. And have the have GameStop reship it as priority, so it would actually go through either FedEx or UPS, so it would actually fucking get here, and then bill them the difference. You know, once I dropped my congresswoman's name and did that, they finally got their fucking act together. So, yeah, fuck the USPS. I know they're constitutionally mandated, but they're understaffed, they're under budget. We have to pay for it, whether we use it or not. And if you decide to go for a more efficient way to send your mail, people with guns will come to your door and search you. Oh yeah, I'm sure being deliberately sabotaged over and over again does that. But my point is that it needs major reform. Yeah, the USPS enforces laws regarding mail with the Postal Inspection Service and Postmaster General. Both are given license to kill. So, either we need to remove. Yeah, I know every federal agency can carry arms. Even the IRS can. But I'm not. Let's put it this way: the federal agencies I'm most worried would be the three-letter agencies, not the USPS. My beef with the USPS is that they just suck at delivering packages. And again, I'm not blaming the mail carriers. They're unsung heroes. You know, rain or shine, that sort of thing. It's the administration or the administrative people that can, you know, go play in traffic. But yeah, all of the three-letter agencies kind of scare me.
It's time to get busy, convicts. Proceed with your mission now.
Follow orders, Trigger. Taxi to the runway now.
Because funnily enough,
wait in front of the runway.
well, the USPS is constitutionally mandated. None of the other three-letter agencies are.
This is the control tower. You're not cleared for takeoff. Obey orders. Go to hell. All aircraft preparing for takeoff. Watch out for Spare 8. He's forcing a takeoff. Spare 15 to runway.
Food for thought.
You have permission to take off. Go now. My blood's boiling! Spare 15. Takeoff confirmed. Altitude restriction lifted. Go.
In fact, I believe a lot of the three-letter agencies were actually created by executive order. Which means until Congress makes a law, they can be rescinded.
Very good. Let's make this more interesting. Prisoners use nothing without supervision. Not even.
They're not going to. Because why would a government willingly give them power? Oh, the FBI was created by Congress. Okay.
Always in the know, aren't you?
I knew most. I knew some of them were, but most are executive. There's a certain U.S. international law.
Spare 15, I'm handling surveillance. The bombers that attacked the runway are coming back from.
The St. Louis and the Kansas City coastal hubs. They're very inefficient.
One more thing. Any aircraft leaving the operation area will be shot
I'm guessing
down.
FIS, the Federal Investigation Service. Because we Americans love our acronyms. What are we? We are the Strategic Homeland Intelligence Enforcement Logistics Division. And what does that name tell you? That somebody really wanted our name to spell shield.
Look at them. Blowing up a bunch of paper planes. The enemy seems to think our Air Force is concentrated on this base. Everything on the ground is fake. Can't the enemy see that? Isn't that convincing? The enemy just hit the control tower. Hey, what's with all the shaking?
I love the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that line is my favorite.
Are you trying to kill me?
Shall I order them to shoot down all?
And later, since it was established that Peggy Carter was the one that founded S.H.I.E.L.D. along with Howard Stark, yeah, someone really did want their name to spell out S.H.I.E.L.D.
Which one of us gets the first chance that race starts?
This is the first. The count's going I decide when you die.
All right, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me. Who's gonna dance the floor line zone? I'll show you all how it's done. Missile inbound. Breaking. Fox 2. Locked on hostile. We're losing escorts. Hurry out. Finish the job and let's get out.
Also, if I'm yelling too loud, let me know. Because I might be trying to talk over the volume of my headset. In which case I should probably turn that down.
Anyone up for some poker tonight?
I've yet to confirm the destruction of the targets.
That's because I just got it banned off. Dumbass.
Spare 15, bandit splashed.
Trigger, keep an eye on your head count. We can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty.
Head to the next target. Radar pinged. Incoming
Still
hostile
waiting
group
for you to show
detected.
me up and
Take
down
care
by
of
that mark.
them.
I got the first 15
A
kills.
bomber's at high altitude.
Pretty much.
Stop watching your own asses and look up.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you get your tail marked with scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the crime. They're called sin lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harling's murderer.
Bring that down. I'm surrounded.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
We're cut off.
Lucky.
We can't break away. We can't.
That's all skill, baby.
Bandit sighted.
Sorry, but I'm gonna get the top score again.
Yeah, only because skills are self-reported.
Controls are down. Ejecting.
Bandit on my 6. Top score.
Yeah, I probably should have held on the brake longer. Oh,
Spare squadron, listen up. Shoot down everything carrying bombs. Weapons free. You're cleared to engage. Show no mercy.
Right done by now. Defending the odds. Want to bet which one of us gets the first kill Trigger starts?
This is the heinous unit.
If count's going for
I decide when you die.
All right, I'm assuming command. All aircraft support me. Who's gonna dance to your line too? I'll show you all how it's done.
target sites so in channels. Yeah, just because I'm going after the escorts.
Trigger.
So
keep an eye
you
on your
guys
head
can
count.
take the
We
ball.
can compare later. Yeah, I'm betting that report will get dressed up real pretty.
Radar pinged. Incoming hostile group detected. Take care of them.
Righto.
A bomber's at high altitude. Stop watching your own asses and look up.
We're losing escorts. Hurry up. Finish the job and let's get out. No, we're in front of us, killed.
Trigger shot down a bomber.
And this is exactly how the American fighter dog is supposed to work.
Head to the next target.
Allow me to educate you. In this unit, you
Ham
get
Ram
tail
go
marked with
burr.
scratches. The more scratches, the more heinous the crime. They're called sin lines. You have 3 scratches, right, Trigger? Well, you are Harling's murderer.
Bring that down. I'm surrounded.
Wow, look at Trigger go. Lucky shot.
We're cut off. We can't break away. We can't. We lost all of them. Where the hell are we out here?
At least he's decent at what he's famous for. I wouldn't go that far. Targets that slow on a challenge.
Fuck you, Cam.
Don't let it go to your head, murderer.
Multiple bandits inbound. They got bombers and support.
All aircraft follow me. You too, murderer. Jeez,
I have a
he's
call
smarter than
sign, you jackass. Or should I call you by your crime? Fraud.
Trigger, don't get shut down now. I got good money riding on your survival.
Charlatan.
So guys, I got big money riding on you going down. So
Jester.
watch your back.
Spare 7, shut up. You don't need a yap to pull the trigger.
I should have put it all on Trigger. Bet he killed Harling with his guns too. This is a pretty nice ride. It's been serviced pretty good. Can't believe these things used to be scrap. Just what kind of magic does she have up her sleeves anyway? I don't know what her problem is. Acting like she's royalty or something. That's because she's the scrap queen. Queen?
Listen,
More like
this
a bad-tempered
very much
tomboy.
picture figure. It's very angry. And
Trigger got
it's
most of them. Maybe even all of them. That was
Probably.
tough luck, tabloid.
Spare 15, don't take all the fun away from your comrades.
Missile.
3
I
targets
mean, I can't
remaining.
exactly blame him. His country threw him under the bus. Everyone's calling him a murderer for a crime he didn't commit. He's treated like an expendable, well,
1 bandit left. Take him down now.
First come, first served.
oh, I think I
All
got
targets confirmed eliminated.
Hell yeah!
locked onto all the bombers before I could get the
And
escorts.
dinner's on me.
Oh well.
Cut the chatter, Spare Squadron. Mission complete.
Matter if
RTB.
he's guilty or not, it's to me.
Trigger's
Yep.
still with us.
Blood was
Still the
demanded,
devil's corner.
so
Spare 7, what happens
Junior
if
would
the
diagnose
guys
it,
won't
despite the
landing?
fact that they didn't
Then you
look
win.
at the gun camera.
So what? You're not done?
Just checking.
Which, to me,
This is the control
shows
tower.
that
Make your landing check. We
Trigger
don't wanna wreck
didn't get a
Boston already.
defense. Because any defense JAG officer
Wind conditions are calm.
would have pulled up the gun camera data and it's like, hey, he didn't actually fire the missile at him. That was another missile. My client is innocent.
You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing.
So that was a kangaroo court. Although I've heard some mention that it wasn't even the Oceans that held the court.
I lost a lot of money for that.
It was the
Trigger.
IUN
Don't
PKF
forget.
that had the court martial.
Spare 15 to runways.
All right. Next up. Get rid of that. Okay. Ew. We're heading to the DLCs. Let's quickly check our temperature real quick. Okay, we're doing good. We are within the safe threshold. All right. So for unexpected visitor, we're gonna use the or show off the last eagle for the base game. Granted, there's more in the DLCs, but and mods. But anywho, my favorite of the eagles, the F-15E Strike Eagle. A vastly improved version of the double-seater fighter F-15 bomber. Nicknamed Strike Eagle, this durable aircraft combines fundamental air combat capabilities with more weaponry than a standard fighter. Real strange stats. It was first produced by McDonnell Douglas, then later taken over by Boeing. Its first flight was in 1986. It entered service with the USAF in 1989. She is still serving with no plans of retirement. Her operators are the United States Air Force, the IDF, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea. For real strange stats, they've been deployed in pretty much every single war. Starting with the Balkan War, they were in the Continental War, Circum-Pacific, but the main continent that heavily used The Strike Eagle was a Marion Estevaki, to the exclusion of every other type. And in fact, the most famous Strike Eagle user was Garuda team with both Shamrock and Talisman. Might end, yet I think they have gun cameras. Let's see. No, they do have gun cameras. They later reference it in the Strider part of the game. It's very decisive. There is a tow hook. A lot of American aircraft will have tow hooks for like emergency things, but no, it is not carrier capable. But our armament is, we've got 114 AIM-9M Sidewinders as our standard weapons. We are also armed with 42 AIM-120 AMRAAMs in the 6-volley configuration, 30 CBU-87s for the cluster bombs. And for the tactical laser system, we have a modified Zoyite that has 20 charges. We're going to take this one. For our parts, we are equipped with the Superior Maneuverability Level 2, the Fire Extinguisher and Queen's Custom. We've got bonus damage, range, and homing for the Sidewinders. I've also got the beam expander for the laser and the data link. As for skins, we've got the primary Osea skin, which is based off of, I believe, just standard gunship gray. The Erusian charcoal lizard camouflage, based off the prototype. The desert camouflage, based off the IDF version. And then here we've got a mod. This one is brought to you by, or this is the Oral by Lanzareth. This is the Estevakian named Ace. You can shoot him down in Anya Landing. Then for skin 5, Takeo will recognize this one. This is Monarch's Eagle skin by Solemn One. But Solemn One put this on the Strike Eagle because that way you could still have press. And then we've got standard Strider. And then Strange Reel's best Mudhen Ace, Talisman himself. So we're going to go with Talisman. And one Monica Faz Raider off. Yeah, we're not doing that one. Because Talisman. I mean, if I wasn't going to use... Actually, you know what? We're not going to use Talisman. We're going to use Oral. I want to use an A6 skin. And this one just looks better. Besides, I got a Garuda skin later that I can use. series. Is this going to be in the DLC?
Complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Gerda 1, Talisman, and blank ready to roll. This is strange real. Wizzos aren't people.
It's a requiem.
They're ballast.
Set off as soon as we're ready.
For some reason, this cutscene puts them back in. I mean, they're still the SMTDs, but it puts them in the standard for the Ocean livery instead of the active.
Trigger, what now? Trigger's already kicked off the game.
We're going in. After Trigger.
All aircraft engaged. Weapons free.
Sir, you didn't tell us there was a
Yeah, and that's why I love the laser. By the way, if you couldn't tell, the laser has been modified so that it does nearly
Fine. Here I go.
it basically does as much damage as it does in these five.
Check your trap and keep shooting.
Shit down. Do it with a bang.
Locked on, bandit.
Moving your dead trigger. Strategy. Rush two.
Bandit hit.
They're after me. I need cover. They're one step ahead of the dogfight.
I don't need no wise men to fly.
Then prove it, Cal.
Righto.
Air combat's a lot harder without linesmen.
You sure? Our man Trio was an absolute monster just now. Trigger, I'm seeing advanced stealth fighters.
SU-57s, highly capable
Advanced stealth fighters.
planes. Stay on your toes if you engage them.
Don't slow down. Being late is not an option.
Referring to the fellow.
Target hit.
Maybe in Strange Real. Not in Real Strange. That aged like film. Yes, it did.
It's not every day you're in a battle like this.
Come on, try me. Nobody's got more combat experience than we do. Come on, get me.
Target is down.
Yeah, I mean, I bought into the Felon Knight when it first came out. When this game first came out. I was like, yeah, I want the Felon. It has pulse lasers.
Strider 1.
650 shots worth. And the pulse laser is a fantastic weapon. This is basically just
SCW aircraft
like the
attrition
Russian
rate.
version of the Raptor, right?
I didn't think you'd get her so quickly.
And then we figured out what it could actually do. It's like, oh,
The EW
Oh.
aircraft have strong ESM on board.
oh.
You can improve your dogfighting capabilities by enhancing missile range,
VR
homing,
missions
and
are now
more.
available to PC.
Rings are fitting.
Cool! I still don't have a VR headset, but welcome, Megalon 9.
That bird over there flies pretty well. Didn't think pilots of that caliber were still around.
But that's great to know. I'm glad they got a port. You don't need a VR headset? No? Do I have to buy it? Or like, buy the missions as like a pack, or is it like an update? Okay.
Fox 2.
Trigger. Do you see the ESM
Oh,
range
it's a mod?
displayed on
Okay.
radar?
Gotcha.
Capabilities to improve.
Well, I don't have that mod. That's for sure.
Entering ESM range.
But I will see about picking it up.
The ESM's improving your aircraft's dogfighting capabilities.
We're not fighting UAVs. It's just as hard on them
Because
as
I
it
would
is
have
on us.
loved to have played the VR. It's just I didn't want to get a migraine.
Strider 1, missile launched.
Strider 1 got one.
Break the coordination.
Yeah, welcome to the modded A7 aircraft showcase, where I modded things to make it fun.
Anti-air gun eliminated.
Exafade.
AA gun confirmed destroyed.
I think that's actually out.
That would have been way too
Uh,
for trigger.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Target destroyed.
but I know I got a lot of add-on things. I haven't reached it because I'm flying every plane starting from the top and moving on down. I don't have all the add-on planes, but I've got quite a few of them.
Multiple aircraft approaching this airspace. They're Harriers.
Any moves to attack our fleet must be stopped.
All right, go.
Yes! This is the air combat I'm waiting
Missile launched.
I think
We're taking casualties.
I don't even have time for a snack on this operation.
Just wait. I'll get you a break in a second.
Thanks. Harrier destroyed. Nice
Here,
work. Those fighters are after
before
the
you
fleet.
head out,
Take care
are
of
you
the
the
rest.
one that did the End of Deception mod?
Incoming missile. Where's target?
The Deception pack?
Bandit in my sights.
Because if so, I love that one.
Trigger, score to kill.
And that is going to be on. I mean, I have it
Harrier
equipped,
tanks have all
but
been
just
destroyed.
Good job.
not going to be able to get to it today.
So, is this a meeting place for pilots to fly UAVs? This is the battlefield I've been craving.
Detecting hostile barrage jamming. They brought EW aircraft. I'm displaying the jammed area on your radars.
Command to the officer. The approaching landing ship is not considered hostile. Set it as your target. Roger. Set primary target to hostile landing ship.
God damn clouds.
The captain. I'll send you Robin Gary. Captain. You don't see it. Gunplay is about killing the people on board.
Enemy EW aircraft is down.
Great. Their jamming zone's shrinking.
Fuck your jamming.
It says he saw 3 strikes. Damn it, I can't stop calling.
Laser don't give a shit.
Target acquired.
This was not homing in properly.
Within range of enemy jammers, missile lock-on and homing capabilities are reduced.
This is gonna be trouble. You see the size of that sub? Why the hell was it not in action all this time?
All enemy EW aircraft confirmed destroyed.
That's good news.
All aircraft be advised. Enemy strike fighters are on the approach. They're fullbacks, definitely faster than the ones before.
Pose a serious threat. Take them down.
Righto. Trigger, let's get this done quick.
So much easier to fly now.
Alright.
Really want to strike.
Shit, that's bad news. You either lost EW aircraft, or how 3 strikes is with us.
Why not both?
Checkpoint. We're halfway there.
Whoa, halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer.
I can target the
Too
moment
much.
they try to close in on their ships. They're only human. Tire out soon enough. Another enemy aircraft approaching our ship.
That's it. Trigger splashed a fighter.
Don't bother reporting minor damages. If the landing ship makes it, we win. Seagull's ready. Evacuate immediately. Lost ship. It's the destroyer kite. Seawind failed. Incoming. The landing ship is under attack. Keep the enemy away from our ships.
Target eliminated. Go to
captured in no time.
They'll be happy to see us. Spent 2 years at the bottom of the ocean. They wouldn't want to go back
Oh,
to that.
I hear some filthy calypsos.
All aircraft be advised. 2 bogies on the approach. Aircraft type Su-47. Burkitts. Arusha doesn't have many of those. Where'd they come from?
Can I kill him now? I've waited long enough. Use the confusion to get all this 6. Like a true villain, huh? I like the way you think.
Don't stand on my tail. Taking fire.
Okay, so yeah, that is the guy that did the ended deception. And my custom CFA 44 skin.
The bogey shot down an Arusian bird.
He does a lot of great A stuff, so please check him out.
Don't hesitate.
Because I use a lot of it.
Who are these guys?
Shit! Scream! Pulling out! God damn it! 3 strikes! I will have you! You will die!
Oh no, Scream got murked by the laser.
Hey, those filthy bats are on the run. Let them go.
That vigil's using laser radio frequency. That's an encrypted military channel.
That's nothing to worry about now. Focus on the mission at hand.
Strider 1 got one.
Who needs to see through losing?
GSM.
Laser shit. I want frickin' laser beams. Or I want frickin' sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads.
Bandit down.
Enemy has a lock.
The fact that they gave the TLS to the Strike Eagle is hilarious. Now, granted, the vanilla TLS sucks,
Entering ESM range.
but
Target is down.
Friendly caboose lost.
just imagine
Additional hostiles confirmed.
Ameria having a
Detecting
Strike
substitute
Eagle
weapons teams around the
with
sun. Eliminate
an
them.
Ace 5 power level TLS.
Friendly shot down the Su-37.
How many war crimes can Talisman commit?
Captain, it's 3 strikes and his crew. They've tied down the enemy bird. My men just slicing through. Why haven't we gone down yet? We can destroy their laser ship. We can sink their plane from orbit.
Target destroyed.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed. Strider 1, missile launched.
I have everything you've got. Don't even think about conserving ammo.
Be advised, enemy ground forces are preparing to strike. All ground targets destroyed.
What ground targets? I don't see no ground targets. Do you guys see any ground targets?
They're ready for takeoff, sir. They're prepared to sacrifice their lives to carry the cargo.
Oh yeah, I have the clown Taurus spot on. For those fans of Max, basically everyone likes it. That's why I love it.
Fox 2.
And I've got color mods for the various TLSs. So for the Strike Eagle and the Terminator, they are pale green. For the Falcon, it's blue. The Morgan, it's red. And the Raven, it's what they call the Dark Saber, based off of Star Wars.
Stay in formation.
And the Night Raven is just cascading Marines, blueberries, all that. So the Marines get multiple hard points. Cascadians could get RCL. Magic Strike Eagle with AC5 TLS and RCL due to multiple hard points. Or, you know, accordion powered railgun all along the center.
Fox 2.
Then RCL along the wing hard points, and then AMRAMs along the fuselage hard points.
You're almost out of special weaponry.
Wouldn't that be a bit much? The EX is carrying ace combat level of missiles in real life. I'm pretty sure the Strike E can handle all that.
1 minute remaining.
Nice kill. Feel free to take them all.
I'm impressed. You did really well out there.
I mean, I'm not.
Hell of a firework trigger.
All I'm doing is just sweeping a laser around. It's not that hard.
Strider 1, target acquired. You're low on missiles.
I've got 23.
Copy. We cannot stop the approaching enemy landing ship. Scuttle and assault immediately.
Clown for it.
Belongs to the Erosion military. What do you say? Don't you see?
Now, Torres is a villain that I like. I mean, I hate his guts, but I love to hate his
Prophet, this
guts.
is Longcaster. Enemy's resistance is dwindling.
Torres is a
Almost
villain
achieved
you
their
love to
superiority.
hate.
Copy. Commencing capture operation.
The rest is all yours, Captain. Now I can finally have my sausage rolls.
Because he is evil, he doesn't care. In fact, he revels in
Finger
it.
food would get in the way of my duties.
That clearly wasn't what she meant. Took longer than I expected. I'll be leaving now. Take command from here on.
Well done, pilot.
Punch the alligator.
The landing ship comes to all active units. Enemy submarine has started moving.
Commence firing. Main
See, this is why you just should have sank the
Zero.
elephant.
Cruising at 5 knots. Movement on the deck. Their aircraft.
And since I've got the TLS, 3 charges of it, I'm not even gonna have to reload the checkpoint to get more ammo. Because normally I do. Because I'm out of it by this time.
Confirming launch of submarine-based aircraft. 4 birds.
Not this time.
It appears one of them is carrying a cruise missile.
What? What happened? Listen up. You need to take that bird down. Hurry!
Patch me in. Do you hear me? David North here. There's a possibility the cruise missile is a WMD.
Shit.
Done.
Target's destruction confirmed.
Seems he was down by 3 strikes.
Be not saying trigger.
Don't you see?
It's like, oh no, they're getting away. Laser beam.
Of my bed that I had just made.
Well, that was fun. Who's up for Chinese? Not me, because that probably will kill me. By the way, which strange world country would be the quote-unquote Chinese? You know, for Chinese food.
Here we go. Do it with a bang. Understood. Shit. What's up?
Friendly aircraft.
The operation has been completed. Stand by for further orders.
Don't have a
Hold on. We still don't...
Decent panic. Version comment? Yeah, that could work. We don't really know a lot about Verusia other than Yuktabanya on it. Could also
Another
be one
question,
of the
Alex.
Yuzian nations
Captain Mateus
that we don't really
Torres,
know much
the
about.
captain of the Alicorn.
There's a shit ton of those.
What is his goal?
There are 21 likely targets. The number of main routes
Wrong.
to the targets is 2,405.
You're being too logical.
Want me to define main?
Alright. And with that, their look at the Eagles is done for now. Next up, we're going back to the main campaign. Went too far back. Let me check. Build time, okay. And our temperature is still good. Okay. Welcome across. You missed the Eagles, but you're here just in time for the F-16. Let's actually do two-pronged strategy for this one. Alright, I don't have all the skins here. Because, again, some of them are locked behind multiplayer, and that's not going to happen. Alright, so we've got the F-16C Fighting Falcon, a low-weight fighter developed to, among other things, support large lead air superiority fighters. Featuring the latest technology of its time, such as fly-by-wire, it boasts great dexterity and stability. Its nickname is the Fighting Falcon. I haven't had a chance to really test out those new additional planes, but I'm glad that they work. Yeah, real strange stats for the Falcon. It's made by General Dynamics and then later taken over by Lockheed Martin. Its first flight was 1974. It entered service in 1978 with the United States Air Force. It is still serving. Operators include the USAF, the IDF, and too many NATO partners to count. The F-16 is basically the plane you get if you can't afford the F-15 or the F-35. It is affordable. It's small enough that maintenance is relatively easy. Fuel cost isn't that bad, but it's powerful enough that it can carry a bunch of stuff. It's also extremely versatile. There are basically 3 planes that I don't want to say third world uses, but what would a good way of putting it? The minor powers buy, depending upon their allegiance to the superpowers. The ones that share closer ties with the United States pick the F-16. The ones that share closer ties with the Soviets/Russia picked the MiG-29. And those that kind of want to have an air of neutrality, they go with the Gripen. All of them or basically function about the same. They are a mid-tier, versatile air platform designed for... Century get knockoffs of the Soviet stuff. Yeah. I don't pay attention to the Sinosphere because they're basically just knockoffs of either American or Russian stuff. But anyway, at least how the Americans use the F-16 is this is our home defense fighter. A lot of domestic base squadrons. Holy shit, no copies anymore. I know, but I oh, that's funny. When she gets back from the ad break, oh. Yeah. Anyway, the F-16 is primarily used as home defense and non-frontline. I don't think that was a pun. I think she literally got an ad for strangely shaped balloons. I mean, I don't have a need for those either, Soft, because I mean, you'd have to have a partner for those. You gotta imagine that. Nice. But anywho, for real strange, we are armed with 70 AIM-9M Sidewinders. As for specials, we've got the bread and butter 16 AIM-120 AMRAAMs. We've got the GBU-16 Paveway. We got 10 of those. And 14 of the AIM-132 ASRAAMs. So we're going to go ahead and take the 4 AM. As for parts, you're going to see the same parts show up a lot. Superior maneuverability, fire extinguisher cleans custom, damage, range, steering, and steering with the data link. It's boring. It's a boring part loadout, but it basically turns my standard missiles into QAMs from Ace 4. And I get performance buffs, so why wouldn't I take it? This intent on my life has left me scarred and deformed. My resolve has plummeted. That's good. Alright, so for skins, we've got the standard Ostia skin. I do have one skin. Oh. Yeah, I do have a skin. I have two skin mods for the F-16C, but one of them is locked behind multiplayer. because it's only available for the Rouge slot, which I can't get. We've also got the special, which is the prototype. Well, for the Americans and the Soviets, their QAMs are pretty much their almost the same model as their standard missiles. Hell, for the Americans, it literally is. It's the difference between the AIM-9M Sidewinder and the AIM-9X. Then we got Mage, which is the standard air superiority. Spare, thing. But for Strider, I got a mod called the Blue Dove, which is basically the Ocean version of the Thunderbirds. This is an Air Force air show team. Now this mod is done by Arental. Alpha Romeo Hotel Echo November Tango Oscar Lima. All lowercase. I'll have the links for all these in the archive description, so don't worry. But yeah, I took one look at this like, oh my god. It's the Ocean Thunderbird. I have to have it. It looks so pretty. And we got the Mage 1 for Clown. We've got America, the skin. Electric Boogaloo. Then we've got Silver from Ace Combat 0. We got PJ. This used to be my favorite of the F-16 skins. Windhover. Because of the cockpit eyeshadow, I guess. The wingtips and the tail. One of those. And then we have General Resource. But we're going to go with the Blue Doves.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Yeah, I much prefer using the parts to make my Sidewinders. QAM's the mod. I tried the mod, and yeah, there was no challenge to it. Oh yeah, that one. That's what the eyeshadow is. Yeah.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons
But
already
look
joined
at how
forces and are
gorgeous
engaged.
this skin
You guys
is.
will arrive right in the middle of the action.
It looks exactly like what
Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace.
an
You
acrobatics
have the upper
team
hand, but that doesn't mean we
literally
can
would
ease
look
up.
like.
Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. to Golem 1. Thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to them like glue. Don't let them out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first hunting season begins.
Feeling out! I've lost control! Careful, there's a real demon in there.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
Yeah, recent events, which I am not going to go into depth about because terms of service, but recent events have proven that despite the F-16 platform being, God, 50 years old, she still packs a hell of a punch
Nice kill.
and can get the job done. Oh God, that would be sad, but somewhat appropriate.
Looks like they weren't ready for a fight.
Ha, they're only sending 2 birds in support, and their parade pilots
Radar
are
shows
still.
no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
Yeah.
Broken a sweat.
Yeah, the F-16.
Missile incoming. Evade. Break. Break.
What the hell?
She's,
Caution.
I mean,
Aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
she's never really gotten a chance to really stretch her wings in the United States Air Force because we kind of hold her back as home defense or, you know, short range. So a lot of our actual combat aircraft is the Hornet and the Eagles,
We just
and now the Lightnings.
the Arsenal bird.
But
They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
she's seen a lot of service in
Just waiting for mission command.
Now.
foreign air forces and has performed
We'll live through this, Trigger.
exceptionally.
These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys move down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the Arsenal bird.
Golem Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey.
Enemy has a radar lock.
Yeah, the F-16 is the little Falcon that,
Skeleton
I
1
mean,
lost.
the Japanese
Skeleton 2.
love the F-16 so much that they made their own and then made it better.
Find the situation.
These things just don't let up. It's bad enough just trying to dodge them. Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading.
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit. Status report. Ship, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. It should still appear to be functioning okay.
Ironically, yeah, Skykeeper is worse AWACS.
Skeleton 3's lost.
And the hands are second.
Where's that report?
This is true.
Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's
But
happening?
having an exceptional plane makes the job a lot easier. Also, welcome to the stream, Ned.
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there!
Breaking!
Controls are out. I'm breaking up!
Yeah, I like to call the Falcon the little Falcon that click.
Not incoming!
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Brilliant observation. They noticed earlier, Morons would have survived the
Save your chatters.
partially because she's just
Golem and
so
Mage Squadron,
underrated.
give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those
Because
UAVs.
when she
Don't let
wasn't
them
the
touch any
starter,
friendlies.
most people were like, ah, who
Golem 2,
cares?
head
The
back to
F-16.
base.
Gargoyle
And
1,
now that she
escort
is the
Golem 2.
starter, people are like, why don't we have the F5 or the F4?
I'm back and I...
You won't make
The
any
F-16
difference up
sucks.
here.
No, it
Back to
doesn't.
base
The
and call your
F-16 is
head.
awesome.
Copy that. Returning home.
H2, UAV down.
Enemy's marked. Hostile on your back. Watch out.
H2, walking.
Yowza.
Target was not struck.
Also, I know a
Retreating
lot of...
aircraft. Leave the AO.
kind of
Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem
Um,
Squadron, Mage Squadron,
No, it doesn't.
come back
The
safe.
F-16 rocks the 6. In fact, that's the best version of it.
Don't show any mercy.
Because the F-16 has access to the American war crime known as the RCL.
Don't think, focus. That boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing.
Now, if it didn't have that, then
UAV
yeah, you
spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they
the
might cut off your retreat.
F-16A6 otherwise is
Missile launched.
that remarkable. But due to the fact that it does have the American war crime, I have it.
Leading operation airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts. Prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One advantage. 1530.
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile!
Fast. Deploy key.
Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell?
It would take a lot of damage.
Golem 2, status report.
But yeah, beating A7, depending upon the difficulty you're on, with solely the F-16 is not possible.
I can't shake it off. It's magic.
Especially if you have the
Golem 2,
guided
stop dogfighting and
penetrating
run.
bomb stuff. That I totally don't have.
I'm
Shit,
dead.
you guys.
I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Short-range aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Now I'm just waiting for a mod.
Good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you
This is true. The
2, what's your status?
devs really did give the A6
Golem 2, get
base
over yourself.
stats the
Golem 2, get
treatment
away
of
from
a
the
starter
enemy.
fighter, when the real life version is a lot more nimble and faster than what the A6 stats would imply. However, again, this kind of isn't fair
Lost.
because
Skykeeper, where's the one
it's
that got Brody?
DLC,
Afraid he's
but
long
a
gone
more
by now.
accurate F-16
Sorry.
stat loadout is available through the Windhover DLC.
All
It's more of a
UAVs
glass
have been
cannon,
splashed.
but you're faster and more.
I said what
Which
I
is
had
why
to
I
say.
like it best.
About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
But given
Golem
that
Squadron, Mage
A6
Squadron, withdraw.
has a lot more emphasis on air-to-ground and multi-role capabilities, having a more sluggish aircraft isn't the worst. In fact, one of the best aircraft in the game is the A-10.
We have you on radar. You are cleared for approach.
But yeah, the F-16 and A6 is not very good at
H2,
dogfights,
you are cleared
when
for
it
landing.
should be one of the best dogfighting aircraft
3,000 to runway.
based on real life stats.
H2, lower
So yeah, base stat wise, the
H2, bank
A7 F-16 is
1,500 to runway.
the best.
Your approach looks good. Stay on course.
Starter aircraft. I mean, fair. My headcanon is that Garuda's official
Stand by for further orders.
starter aircraft is the Strike Eagle. Because Shamrock was not
Squadron,
originally
this is the
part.
situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined
welcome back,
forces
Ross.
and are engaged. You guys will arrive
But,
right in the middle of the action.
Shamrock was not
Base
originally
squadron,
part
eliminate all pilots in the
of
current airspace. We have the upper
Garuda.
hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease
Garuda,
up. Good luck.
at the beginning of Invasion, was a one-ship squadron, or
Thank you
115.
stars. Looking good, Mage Squad.
And the only
Keep up that
cannon
pressure.
aircraft we have,
Time to show the other
yeah, that
guys
was
that we can
Skykeeper.
wet wild and Newton
The only cannon aircraft we have for Garuda, aka Talisman, is the Strike Eagle. And typically, Amerian
Unfortunately, the two front
squadrons
offensive was a failure.
only
The
have one
aircraft carrier
aircraft.
Kestrel 2 was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas.
So, my headcanon is that Shamrock actually came from Windhover Squadron and was field reassigned to Talisman and Garuda initially temporarily as his wingman, and I blanked. And the field transfer just stuck. Headcanon figure of these typhoons because Ameria is based on. Ameria is based on Britain/Italy. And actually, if we're using British aircraft, given A6's role or focus on multi-role, the Typhoon is not the best choice. The Tornado is. A dash of Canada, yeah. Anywho, with that out of the way, we're going to head back to Mission 11 because it is time for the Super Hornet, or at least the base Super Hornet.
Trigger, go.
Now, I'm pretty sure I've got a lot of ones. Nope, just the one. Okay, never mind. Before I do that, check my temperature. Not my temperature, but my house temperature. Okay, it's getting a little warmer, but not critical. I might end it with the Hornet and leave the others for another day. So what is our time? Oh, it's been about 2 hours. Shamrock. Yes, Shamrock is with... No. Talisman, you do not have a wing. Let's see, Shamrock. Yeah, that's right. So Shamrock is also... Never mind. There goes my theory. Anyway, we'll finish this mission, and then we'll be done. Anyway, next up, the FA-18F Super Hornet, a versatile carrier-based fighter capable of providing support for aircraft, ground forces, and ships. With better maneuverability at medium speeds than high-speed fighter, because it's not as high speed, it is effective in air raids. It is nicknamed the Super Hornet. The craft is an improved F-type. Now, it wasn't until Ace 7 that I really actually came to like the Hornet. At first, it was the replacer of my beloved Tomcat. Then when I got Ace 6, its special weapons sucked balls. So like, no, this sucks. Also, the stats weren't that great. And in Assault Horizon, it wasn't that great. And I'll admit, I kind of slept on it in 5, 4, and 0 because I was gravitated towards the Tomcats and the Eagles. But Ace 7 made me really appreciate it. Anyway, a real strange stats. The F-A-18F Super Hornet was originally produced by McDonnell Douglas. However, it has been taken over by Boeing. Its first flight was in 1995, and it entered service with the United States Navy in 1999. It is still serving, and its operators are the United States Navy and the Royal Australian Air Force. The Canadians have the legacy, not super. As for our weapons, we are armed with 98 AIM-9M Sidewinders, 10 AIM-9X Sidewinders for the QAM, 16 AGM-84 Harpoons, and 22 of the EMLs of unknown name. We're going to start with the Harpoon, then we're going to go to the Railgun. As for parts, we've got the same 3-body parts. Maneuverability, fire extinguisher, and Fleet Custom. We've got the standard 3 damage. We got the damage and steering for the Sidewinders. Damage for the special missiles. And the extended hitbox for the Railgun. And the high-speed antenna. As for skins, got the standard Osea skin, which is their Priority Gray. Skin 2 is locked due to multiplayer. Skin 3 is a digital pattern based off of, well, a root that Skin 2 is the 3-tone sky blue and gray aggressor camouflage. And this is the blue pixel camouflage livery of VFA 137 Kestrels. And then Skin 4 is not Nep's headcam progression for A6 is the Mirage, F-15 from Bounty Landing onward, CFA 44, Talisman only weapon mass destruction onward. This one is CFA 44 prototype. I usually give the Nosferatu to Talisman after City Lights. And my headcanon is that there is a spare for Pasternak tucked away in the hangar, and it took them that long to unlock it. No skeletons, yeah. Boeing has no skeletons. What are you talking about? But this skin is actually Avalanche from Ace Combat 6 with its own emblem and tailcoat and everything. This livery is brought to you by Snowflake 2369. And I saw it on Nexus. I'm like, I have to have it. Then we've got A6, the F-117. Oh yeah, the F-117 is a very bad plane in A6. There's no point to it. It's slow. It doesn't have the tankiness of the A-10. It has no RCL. Its primary special weapon sucks. I mean, it does have the anti-ship missile, but that's the only thing that's good for it. You beat City Lights with it one time. Oh my god. You're more of a masochist than I am. I got Spare. Strider. Full Band. VFA 103 Jolly Rogers. One of the best liveries in naval history. I'd even say in aviation history. VMFA 232, the Red Devils, flown by Uncle Sam's misguided children, the Crayon Crusaders themselves, the Marines. Then we've got Groom, even though this technically isn't the correct aircraft for it. I wonder, do I have the Charlie one? I don't think I've got the Charlie one unlocked. And I think my reasoning for not getting that add-on is there are just way too many Hornets. But I'm pretty sure the Legacy Hornet is available as one. And then the last livery is the General Resource. But what we're going to use, as tempting as it is to go VFA 103, we're doing Avalanche. I totally understand that. If you don't want to watch live because of the ads, I totally get it. I wish I could disable them. I don't make a cent off of them. That's partially why I archive everything on YouTube. So at least when, I mean, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so any ads that play there are, I'm not seeing anything from them. But at least on YouTube, when an ad does play, the video pauses. But yeah, I'm not officially allowed to say you could use an ad blocker because that would be against terms of service. However, I don't know what your PC has on it, and I have no, and I don't care what's on your PC. So, as long as you don't tell me you have an ad block on, there's no way for me to know, right? But no, in all seriousness, I hate the ads as much as you guys. I wish I could do something about them, but I can't.
1,500 meters to tanker. Make right.
I guess I could, you know, drop affiliate status,
You have permission to
but
refueling tanker. Too fast. Lower airspeed.
the money I get from the subs and Twitch, I use to upgrade my my desktop
50 meters.
it got me the laptop fan, so I'm not cooking my laptop every time I play this. I use it to buy more games to stream. So I make sure you guys get a return on your investment.
Trigger, your call sign is Strider 1. You will be leading Strider Squadron. Count, you'll be Cyclops 2. You'll be under Cyclops 1.
But, yeah.
Sorry, but I'm gonna eat while I work. My judgment goes fuzzy when I'm too hungry.
How can you talk about food? Trigger, how come you're number 1 and I'm stuck as number 2? Oh well, I guess I can let it slide for now.
Okay, yeah, it is still blowing. Okay. It's like I didn't hear the fan. I couldn't see the fan going. It's because it's freaking quiet.
I don't want you slowing us down out there.
Bought it so it'd be quiet. Oh yeah, that's right.
Strider 1, head back to the return line if you need repairs or fuel. Aircrafts need D2 in order to be effective. Strider 1, anti-ship missile launched.
122nd line.
We have visual confirmation of the enemy fleet. You're clear to engage. We'll go.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Enemy Aegis vessel intercepting incoming missiles with their Sea Whiz. Counteract Sea Whiz with a low approach or use missiles outside intercept range.
All ships, prepare for anti-air combat. Swat any dumbass that flies there on fleet.
They're already firing. They think they can hit us.
Make a low approach and we'll dive to avoid their fire with your command.
Strider 3, engaging.
Begin taxi.
Cyclops 3, engaging.
It's like they struck before we can take off.
Nice job, Strider 1. You stopped them before they can get airborne.
Enemy aircraft is launched.
Why are you wasting harpoons on frigates and destroyers? Because why not? I'm going to switch to the railgun after this.
Cyclops 2, stay sharp. Half of the enemies are still around. Work by the numbers, count.
No enemy bases are close enough to strike our supply lines. They don't move far away. Like a flock of snowbirds.
Missile cruiser Scothy has been sunk. Well done.
We've lost 80% of our fleet. We can't do any more. Prepare the lifeboat. Reload. They're coming.
They should have had the strategic advantage. Just who are these guys? Look at him go.
Hi.
Destroyer sunk.
I'm just a nightmare.
Lost in control.
Trigger, what are the marks on your plane? 3 lines. Scratches.
I don't like them.
That's scratches. I haven't found.
What are those?
Nothing.
Enemy fleet has been neutralized. You guys just downed some serious firepower.
Yeah, it was a piece of cake.
It's nice to have some fresh talent we can count on. Maintain course if you want to Cyclops 2. Stop fluttering about and stay glued to my ass. Strider 1, this is...
Railgun time.
This is control tower. Cyclops 2, stop fluttering about and stay glued to my ass.
Stop treating me like a
Yeah,
chick.
with this
Shut
weapon
down my
loadout,
Sharp,
QAM,
Stick with your mother hand.
anti-ship
Back up,
missile,
safe and sound.
and railgun. The base Hornet is actually, if I was going to do a vanilla plane run, no super plane, with only one aircraft the entire run, it might be the Hornet.
Pilot he faced in training said pretty much the same thing. Scary. They knew the true fear that an animal feels.
Yeah, I usually go the fleet first, because that one I can use anti-ship missiles for. Then I go back and switch to something that I can actually take out
Approaching the green
for.
platform.
Get those planes off the runway.
Without having to fly all the way.
All right, scramble.
Enemy fighters have just taken off from the platform. Eliminate those fighters with extreme prejudice before they can threaten the mission. Wilco, we'll swat those flies down into the drink.
Bandit hit.
Target eliminated. What just happened? Destroy the structure. That's remarkable skill. I've sent the
That should prevent them taking off.
Roger.
Loss of the platform was not anticipated. Without this base, we'll have to rethink our whole strategy.
Platform approach confirmed. You just put the feet in between
Yeah, I
those rods
take
and
the
that
quick
oil
one.
dodge.
Are we serving the sandwich?
So you've got the pulse lasers, yeah. That would do it.
Fighters. It's mostly things destroyed at one.
Our anti-aircraft weapons are taking heavy damage. Bring down my fighters.
You've taken care of about a third of the platform. The other side is still buzzing, so keep an eye out.
Yeah, the one thing I wish that the
Half of their operational ships. Keep
F-15 could do would be a carrier, but they actually tried that in the Alliance, and they realized that giving it the necessary reinforcement, the structural reinforcement for the landing gear and stuff, so it could survive a carrier landing, would essentially strip it of its maneuverability, which would negate the whole reason for its existence.
Nice shot. Joint section destroyed.
So they went with the Tomcat. Oh, you have 4 a.m.
Sights are still alive and kicking.
Oh yeah, that would work.
The platform has been destroyed. Be careful not to get caught up in the collapse.
Holy hell. Not for real.
The enemy attack
I
is
still
slowly
love
moving
that. That was one of the first mods I had.
Your eyes peeled, Trigger. You never know
And
what
when I was
next
doing the initial streams
He knows that better than anyone.
on the PC,
Few with the skills to face its
um,
access to detect.
I didn't know
funny.
that it could do that. So I was just doing, you know,
Just keep letting
Yinchi Valley with the F-15 Tomcat or Top Gun, or not F-15, FA-18, the Maverick one, because I had bought the F-15F by that.
platform successfully purged.
And I was like, okay, I'll take the totally not 6 a.m. HCAAs. It's like, wait, these are locking underground targets. The hell?
Locked on.
Cascading and Marion levels.
That was a warm-up. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
Track my kills.
Earlier in the stream, Zakale brought, or when we were looking at the F-15s, Zakale brought that up, that he saw a tail hook on the Strikey, and was like, yeah, just because it can't land in a carrier doesn't mean it doesn't have a tail hook for emergency.
Enemy's got a lock.
Target locked.
It just can't slam on the deck.
Much easier than I expected. Let's have some fun. Construction marine platform confirmed. Good job.
Yeah, most American aircraft
Move on to the valley as before.
will have a tail hook of some.
Stocks a lot. Swear
I
a lot,
don't
too.
think the Lightning or the Raptor,
It's not just the swearing either. She's got quick fists too.
but
I saw you say
some variants of the F-16 do. The F-15 does.
Target destroyed. Box 2. Box 2.
The F-4 did. Even the Air Force versions.
I bet that one hurt.
Although that one kind of doesn't count because the F-4 was
Valley platform.
a Navy plane first.
Just getting ready to deploy. Hurry it up.
An interceptor.
I'm in position.
Because the Navy already had a fighter. They had the
Evade.
F-8 Crusader. And when the Navy flew the Phantom,
Break! Break!
they actually treated it like an interceptor. Yes. Technically, an Air Force plane can land on a carrier if it has to once. But depending upon how fast they land on it, it could render the structural integrity of the landing gear unsafe for further use.
5 minutes remaining.
It also depends upon the how rough the seas are.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Enemy on your ass.
I've got you.
Missile. Missile.
Lock on. Good night. Emergency launch. Tugboat separated. Full speed ahead.
You did good work today. Recruits certainly pulled their weight too.
Yeah,
You never know until you're up in the air, do you?
the more I look into the inter-service rivalries, the more and more I'm realizing that like the Army and the Navy have the historical rivalry, but it's more or less in good fun. Because they also have an extremely long history of working together. So I see it as kind of like a friendly sportsman. Army and the Marines. I think the Army's actually scared of them. Because, as one Army YouTuber put it, the Army and Navy are a military. The Air Force is a corporation, and the Marines are a cult.
Nice shot. Joint section destroyed.
His words, not mine.
The platform has lost most of its anti-air capabilities. Time to stick a fork in it.
All right.
Oh yeah, if any air, I don't know about the F-22. We don't know enough about its structural. Oh yeah, I love HLC. He's hilarious. I love his personification of the kid. If you intercept me, I
2 minutes remaining.
intercept me.
Missile. Missile.
But I can easily see F-16s taking off and landing from the carrier. F-22, I don't know enough of what it's made of to really judge whether or not it's it structurally can survive multiple carrier landings and maintain its stealth. I'm not saying it couldn't, but I just don't know enough about it. Because, you know, classified. But back to the inter-service rivalries, most branches kind of fear and respect the Marines. And the Marines are okay with it. And they kind of deliberately play up the fact that they like to eat crayons just because they find it hilarious.
It's no use. We've lost all our air defenses. Trigger's one of the pilots who's
Well, the Marines are used to, because the Marines are technically part of the Navy, their budget is kind of weird. Their budget goes through the Navy. So, yeah, they're kind of like the redheaded stepchild. But, the counterpoint is because they
Our other newcomer is a unique character. The old squad was bad.
they are,
I guess it's no different here. I could really
well,
perform
let's put it this
if
way.
only I had some
They,
partners I could trust. No need to worry.
since
I got
they
your
are
back.
technically not
Relax and
their
do
own
your thing.
branch,
Give me a break.
they have special rules about their deployment. Technically, the Army cannot be deployed overseas without a declaration of war.
Trigger, how come you're number
Tech-
1 and I'm stuck as number 2?
Every administration's found loopholes around it,
And we're just supposed to follow.
and I
I
hate
heard you're
that.
spectacular, Captain. At least with your last squadron.
But technically,
That was just
the
down
Army
out
can
there.
only be deployed through a declaration of war by Congress, constitutionally. Is that how it works? No. But
The mission was a success. You did more to hobble the enemy's
Yeah.
sea power than we first expected. Outstanding
however, the
work.
Marines,
This should free up our allies who
They're
have been
part of the
bogged down
Navy.
on the East Coast. In addition,
And
this success allows us to finally move
the
on
Navy
and initiate the operation to shoot down
can
the
be
Arsenal
deployed
bird. We have a
without
long road
congressional
ahead of us.
approval, or
Get
without
some rest
the
while you can.
declaration of war, solely on the president's prerogative to protect, like, shipping lanes and our boats. That's exhausting. Yeah, the whole point of the reason why the Navy was created was to, you know, defeat the pirates that were touching our boats. The whole purpose of them. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, exactly. The Marines were originally stationed on naval vessels, and it was their job to, one, protect the ship from being boarded, and two, to board enemy ships. But the U.S. Marines during the Barbary Wars, well, since the Army couldn't be deployed because Congress didn't officially declare war, in order to affect or defeat the Barbary states that were kind of backed by the Ottoman Empire, the Marines had to go ashore and do some regime changing. So why, again, does the Army fear the Marines? Well, because the Marines can kick more ass with less of a budget and less equipment than the Army can, and than the Army has. The Marines are usually the first ones in. Yeah, that's right. The Army can be deployed in limited advisory role to contested areas. That's how the Army got into Vietnam at first. That's kind of also how the Army got into the sandbox at first. That's right, the Army did beat the Nazis. But who beat the Japanese in arguably more ruthless conflict than the Western Front ever saw? In worse conditions than the Western Front ever saw. With less of a budget and less supplies than it was the Marines. The Marines led the way in the Pacific. The Army was there, yes, but not the beginning. Everywhere the Army eventually went there, but the Army didn't set foot on Guadalcanal until after the battle was pretty much over. The Marines held it for years. And the Marines were always the first ones in. Now, granted, in the Philippines, that was the Army. MacArthur wouldn't have it any other way. But the island hopping campaign, that was the Marines. But basically, the reason why the Marines are crazy is their whole culture is different. In the Army, you're a soldier until your time's up, and then you either re-up or you go back to civilian life. You're no longer a soldier. In the Marines, once you become a Marine, you're a Marine for life. Which the island hopping campaign is actually. Yeah, and well, let's just say that the Japanese much preferred to fight the Army than the Marines. The only Army division that the Japanese hated and did not want to encounter at all were the old bastards in the 7th or the 77th Army Infantry Division. And in fact, the Marines loved them so much that they called them the 77th Marine Division. But to my original point, even though the Army does kind of fear the Marines, they heavily respect them. And the Marines, even though they're crazy, they also respect the Army because, yeah, the Marines can go in and take something, but if you want something held, you call in the Army because the Army is great at building fortifications. They have the supply line, the logistics, and the equipment for long, protracted battles. The Marines are not set up for that. So, yeah, working in tandem with the Marines as the vanguard and the Army coming up close behind, it's a juggernaut. But the one branch that of the main four, because everyone doesn't respect the Space Force because, you know, Star Trek, and the Coast Guard is more or less treated as an honorary member. Everyone respects the service they do, but they're a home defense primarily. But the one branch that none of the others really respect all that much is the Air Force. Because again, they're a corporation, not a military. And in fact, I've heard people from both the Marines and the Army say if they can choose where they're getting their air support from, they'd rather it come from the Navy. Because the Navy will actually respond in a timely manner. The Air Force won't. Yeah, no. Yeah. Coast Guard, not to... I don't want to belittle the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard is an amazing branch. The men and women who serve in the Coast Guard are fantastic human beings. And they deserve a lot more credit than what they get. And if your ship goes down in American territorial waters, the best thing you can see is that bright fucking orange helicopter coming your way. Oldest armed forces of the United States. Coast Guard? I thought that was the Army. Because technically they predate the United States. But I don't know. I don't know enough about the Coast Guard. But no, the Coast Guard, they are the unsung protectors of American coastlines, both against threats and, more importantly, search and rescue. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and call it for today. Because my throat's starting to hurt from talking. I'm getting hungry. And it's been, what? Almost 2.5 hours. Anti-coastal submarine warfare. You recall there's certain ones who never got to do it. They cooked with VOT OS2U Kingfishers. Nice. Yeah, so we didn't get to the Raptor, the Lightning, or the Black Widow. But that's okay. We'll get to them next time. Tomorrow, it looks like we are going to be if I can pull up Discord. Looks like we're going to be streaming Arkham City tomorrow night. Tomorrow afternoon / evening, I'm not sure when he's free. I'm going to be spending it with Step Papa Raz. He was out of town for Father's Day, so we're doing Father's Day dinner tomorrow. And he wants steak, so we're going to get steak. Saturday, we're going to finish up Santo Domingo side quests in Cyberpunk 2077. Sunday in Mass Effect 3, we're going to be doing the Tachanka side missions. Monday in Final Fantasy X-2, we will be getting our last LeBlanc Syndicate uniform and probably finishing the Chapter 2. And then Monday night in the Belkan War, we're going to finish our mercenary run. We'll probably do the soldier run next, because it'll be easier to correct the soldier than it will be tonight. Then next Wednesday, we'll finish up RoboCop. And then Wednesday night, we will pretty much. We will play Sniper Elite. If Sen's not available, Floof said go ahead and do the propaganda missions, because those are single player only. And I kind of want to do them on stream. If Sen is available, then we will be doing survival on Sniper Elite Resistance, but it will be Sniper Elite. And next week, in the aircraft showcase, we are going to be looking at the F-22. the F-35, the YF-22, and then how many European aircraft are there? There's 4. So we'll probably do the European aircraft with the Mirage. Why? That's not the Mirage. The fuck? I'm gonna need to fix that. I think when I added the mod in, I didn't tell it to not use the replacer. Okay. The Rafale, the Typhoon, and the Griffin. But anyway, take care, everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow night in Batman Arkham City. Take care, everybody.